Yes, guys, good morning. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, obviously, greeting you on a very beautiful Tuesday morning. Like I said yesterday, it was a lot of news, but we couldn't actually process and look at it because I had technical issues today. There is so much to talk about in this day, and I'll try to make sure that we talk about each and every story that I want to deliver on this podcast. So make sure you do smash the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you click that notification bell on YouTube so that you get all the latest in terms of Arsenal. If you get my links from Facebook, make sure you subscribe to the channel because very soon I will stop sharing on Facebook and then live streaming on Facebook as well. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, and please do subscribe to YouTube so that you can actually get the latest in terms of Arsenal sport. So we're gonna speak a couple of things this early morning, especially Arsenal's first done deal, which is gonna be Albert Sambi Lokonga. We have a big update on that. I'm gonna speak about Martin Odegaard. Well, we also have a very big update, on that from Charles Watts. We'll speak about Aaron Ramsey, who wants a potential return to Arsenal. We'll speak about that, in a minute, and I think, a deal could happen, but look, it's not something that's gonna be very easy to come through. And obviously, we have been tracking Hakan Kalhanoglu, but looks like we are set to miss out on his transfer because he wants to go, or he's very keen on joining Inter Milan. So a couple of stories to discuss this early morning. People, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and get involved in the comment section. What do you think about Albert Sambi Lokonga? Is gonna be our first signing, and then Ben White could be our second. So in the next video, probably I'll talk about those two players. They're gonna be our first signings. And what do you think about our transfer summer if we bring in Ben White and Albert Sambi Lokonga? So let us get into it, and I'll start off with reports from yesterday. We did look at Arsenal having submitted their second offer for Albert Sambi Lokonga, and of course it was short of the valuation of Anderlecht. A third offer was and add-ons had been confirmed to be just enough to get the deal done. Personal terms between the player and Arsenal were agreed a couple of days ago. We did look at that yesterday, and we said that is the step closer. When you agree personal terms, literally it means the players come. Things with the players come. You've settled all the demands of the players come. You just have to settle your issues between you as clubs, and I think that's what Arsenal is trying to do now. This early morning, I've been looking at a couple of reports that have been written this 10 hours ago. Arsenal have new Albert Lokonga bid rejected with deal very imminent. But what is interesting about this is they're saying Arsenal will secure the signing of Albert Sambi Lokonga this summer, perhaps in time to become the club's first addition of the transfer window, even if their second offer has been pushed back by Anderlecht. We spoke about that. What happened yesterday, just to be a little bit more clear, is we went in with a second offer. The first bid was rejected. It was around 12.9 million pounds, and it was rejected. So we went back with a second offer, which was around 14 million euros, and in add-ons. The add-ons were believed to be close to 3 million euros. But again, Anderlecht did drop that. They did reject that. They said we want 20 million euros. We want a deal that is close to 20 million euros. If you do not have that money, please do not actually waste our time. So Arsenal is still preparing a third bid. I mean, this is a little bit embarrassing because look, with transfers, you know how it works. You're gonna bid so that you either find you either hit the right price or you get a compromise. And I do understand that. For why I say it is a little bit embarrassing, it is 20 million euros, for Christ's sake. We are wasting a lot of time on this deal. 20 million euros, you've got to pay that let us move on. Let us look at other players. But of course, I've been looking at Football 356 and it said 365 actually, and they're saying Arsenal is close to announcing Lokonga transfer from Anderlecht. That was written on the 21st of August, so of June, sorry, not of August. So I think we are very close to very close to announcing Albert Sombi Lokonga. It's gonna be our first signing. Deal is very close. I think the moment we got in with our third bid, that is gonna be confirmed. The likes of Charles Watts, the likes of Chris Whitley have all said, yeah, Arsenal is very close to this deal. It's gonna be our first sign. It's gonna be joining the club as the first signs. And I've been looking at football.london. They have made they have compiled. They made a compendium of his characteristics, weakness, and strength. And what is so surprising, and this is not true, obviously, because they are I don't know, as you know, they need the appeal, so they have lied that the player doesn't have weaknesses. But of course, you do understand every player has weaknesses. But they have said his strongest assets is passing, through balls, dribbling, long shots, concentration, and ball interception. So if we can get some of the strongest in his ball playing characteristics, you have passing, you have through balls, dribbling, and then and ball interception. So I think the perfect player to replace Granit Xhaka in terms of characteristics. But of course, like I said, Lokonga signing doesn't mean we won't sign Camavinga. The Camavinga deal is on. It also doesn't mean that deals like the our deal are off. No, it means he signs, but more and more deals are still in the pipeline for Arsenal. So let us wait patiently, very patiently. A deal is very imminent, and Arsenal will be announcing that very soon. So we are still waiting for that announcement from Arsenal. Arsenal close to announcing Lokonga transfer from Anderlecht. Now, in the other news, Charles Watts he said, for now, I wouldn't totally rule out Odegaard. They want a number 10, a creative player. Odegaard has been the priority. It is looking more and more unlikely, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think Arsenal have absolutely given up the ghosts for bringing back Martin Odegaard. That is Charles Watson. Obviously, he writes for God.com. He's a very credible journalist. He's one of those people I do follow very much. And one of the things I've got to speak about Martin Odegaard as a player is he fits into the blueprint. He fits into the picture of what Mikel Arteta wants to do. That's the first thing we've got to agree upon. He fits into that Arsenal into that Arsenal picture. The thing we want to build, the project, the plan we have. I think Martin Odegaard just fits in. If you're talking about signing young players, to develop them and sell them in the future. He's just 23 years of age, has a lot of quality, has a lot of potential. In the next 5 years, he's gonna be 28. You could sell him at £100 million. Honestly, you can get your money back. If you think about using him as at the moment as a creative player, I think he's a little bit ahead of Emile Smith-Rowe. And all of us know how good Smith-Rowe is, and all of us understand and appreciate how good Emile Smith-Rowe is. But we've got to say the truth. We've got to accept it. He's a little bit ahead of Emile Smith-Rowe, and that is the beauty. With signing players like Martin Odegaard. He's young, he has a resale value, he has a lot of quality. So I totally understand the position of Arsenal trying to fight hard to get Martin Odegaard. Will we get the player? It looks unlikely. I mean, the money they want as Real Madrid is a little bit astronomical. I don't think Arsenal is ready to pay all that amount of money for just one player. But Mikel Arteta is very optimistic that he will get the player, and that is what we wait for. So let us wait and see what happens with the Martin Odegaard deal. Now, Aaron Ramsey has been reported to want a return to Arsenal, and according to some of the reports I've seen, Aaron Ramsey wants to return to Arsenal, but the major obstacle will be the Juve evaluation, and Arsenal may not want to pay a fee at all. That is the problem with Arsenal. That is it. Ramsey coming back to Arsenal. Look, I miss him. I miss him as a person. I don't want him to come back because it just ruins our transfer plans. We are focusing on young players. that have the ability to to develop and add to their value. That is what we are looking at Arsenal as Arsenal at the moment. So if you tell me that we are actually bringing back Aaron Ramsey, it just doesn't fit into our expectations and goals as a club in this transfer window. But look, I love him. He's a goal-scoring midfielder. He's that person that's very loyal, and I think he's been an Arsenal, as a player. The reasons as why he went and left the club are totally understandable. You want more money, you want more wages, you want to compete somewhere else, you want a new challenge and things like that. So if he wants to come back and there is an opportunity, I would take him as a squad player, but not as a starter at Arsenal. But if there is a chance that we get Sambi Lokonga and we get Kamavinga or Bissouma, then I would lock Aaron Ramsey just outside the door. And finally, in this early morning update, Hakan Çalhanoğlu is just landed in Milan in order to complete his move as the new player for Inter Milan. Medicos tomorrow, contract until June 2024, and a done deal. Hakan Çalhanoğlu leaves AC Milan as a free agent to join Inter Milan. Now, some of you are saying, Cossy, are you crazy? Why are you talking about AC Milan and Inter Milan? We were very interested in signing Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and so many people actually wanted me to talk about Hakan Çalhanoğlu. He's a very, very nice player, very, very nice guy. But I think he was never on the priority list for Arsenal. He was never there. I think what we were looking at is so different. So we've been looking at young players like Emi. Emi is 25. Hakan is 27 years of age. You've been looking at the likes of Odegaard. So I think in terms of what we've been looking at, he's been far from that. But honestly, I would have taken him as an Arsenal fan. I would have taken Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Look, I love him. I followed him, since I followed him since the days at Bayer Leverkusen. He's been that interesting player for me. So I would have taken him. Inter Milan will sign him. I think they're getting a good free agent. I think they're gonna get good services for just cheap, and that's it. So we have to look elsewhere. There will not be a chance for us to sign Hakan Çalhanoğlu. That has been the morning update. Arsenal is very, very close, and the deal is very imminent to sign Albert Sambi Lokonga. A third bid will be just enough. We're just waiting for that, clarification this week that Sambi Lokonga has now become an Arsenal player. I'll speak to you in the next one. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. The likes are still very low, so make sure please you do smash a like. At least let's get them to 300 likes per video.